Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles issue number 17 by Mirage Studios. So this issue came out in November 1988. And this one, once again, is not done by Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird. Instead, it's done by Kevin Eastman and Eric Talbot. So Kevin Eastman and Eric Talbot did the writing. Meanwhile, Eric Talbot did everything else. He did the cover arts, the penciling, the inking. And then once again, Steve Levine did the lettering, which he always seems to do. So yeah, this issue is called Distractions. That's pretty much what it is. It's a distraction from the main plot. Because once again, we get another filler episode that has nothing to do with the main Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles story. However, unlike the previous issue, this one was actually really enjoyable. So let's get into it. So we start off with Michaelangelo, and this is in Feudal Japan. Feudal, I can never say the word for that. Ancient Japan. We're like back in the samurai and ninja times and stuff like that. So Michelangelo's kind of playing like the serious, almost Ronin character. Only, of course, he's not a Ronin. He's just a wanderer. But he's trying to look for his brothers who have gone missing when he stumbles across an old man, his daughter, and his son. So the old man introduces his family. He's like, this is my son, Sakai. This is my daughter, Tai. And I am Toshiro. We're just on a little trip where we plan to visit our cousins in Kyoto, just north of here. What about you? And Michelangelo's like, I'm looking for my brothers. Like, please come sit down. You can share my fire and my food. And they just kind of have a nice little chat. And then the family heads off to continue on their journey. As this is going on, Michelangelo hears the sounds of hooves of horses coming by, and they seem to be in a hurry. And he thinks, the family. They might be after the family. It turns out they are after the family. It turns out that these horses are being led by a man named Tai Chi. And Tai Chi basically says, your family has brought shame to my father and in front of our people. Like, you've dishonored yourself by running. The Daimyo demands your head. And he says, kill Lord Toshiro. So it turns out that Toshiro is actually a lord. And kill the boy. Keep the girl. I need her. She's mine. Before the henchman can do anything, Michelangelo shows up from the woods, and we get a fight scene where he's fighting off these samurai dudes. But as he's in the middle of fighting off the samurai, Tai Chi swings in on his horse, grabs Tai, and kidnaps her and takes off with her. And basically says, your interference, will cost you your life, but I'm going to marry this woman first, and then I'll come back for you and the old man. And that's when Michelangelo's like, bride. And Toshiro explains, that's Tai Chi. He's Daimyo Orkai's son. My daughter's being forced to marry him. My rule on this province would end with their marriage and my death, giving Tai Chi complete control of my lands. So the joining of the two provinces would give Lord Orkai twice as much farmland and people to exploit. His bloody quest for power shall kill us all. Michelangelo is like, that's not right. I got to stop him. So then we see Michelangelo, and he's trying to sneak into the city. And he's able to get a straw hat as a disguise. So he sneaks into the bar where he hears like some samurai talking and stuff like that. And he gathers more information there. He goes in to sneak in where the Daimyo himself is at, like this mattress fortress inside the city. And he beats up the guard, sneaks inside wearing this... what was it called in Ghost of Tsushima? Basically, it's like the straw hat that completely hides your head. So he sneaks inside the fortress. Meanwhile, Tai Chi is talking to his father, and his father is upset with him that he didn't kill the old man. But he's like, you brought shame to yourself and dishonored me as well. Tomorrow, you will marry the princess, and then the executioner will go track down Lord Toshiro and kill him. So Tai Chi's like, all right, fine. Michelangelo kills some more guards, sneaks down into the dungeons where he finds Tai in prison. And just as he's about to break her loose, an executioner shows up behind him with an axe. And Michelangelo ducks out of the way. The executioner smashes the door instead. And then Michelangelo battles the executioner and eventually knocks him out. Tells Tai to make a run for it. And she starts to make a run for it when Tai Chi shows up and grabs her, and basically she gets kidnapped again. And he takes her to his father, who has a dinosaur as a pet, I guess. But yeah, basically he ties her up and he mocks her And then that's when the executioner shows up and then collapses. And as he collapses, Michelangelo is standing behind him. And Michelangelo basically fights the dinosaur creature and kills it. And then he starts fighting Tai Chi, and he kicks him, shoves the dad out of the way, grabs Tai, makes a run for it. They get chased by guards. Michelangelo fights off some of the guards and then makes it onto the bridge where they get surrounded. And Tai Chi shows up. He's like, both of you are going to die. And he's like, well, our fight was going to happen at some point, so let's do it. Bring it on. And then that's when Lord Toshiro shows up with his men and basically tells Orokai, like, you and your son will cease, like, you will not rule over my lands. And Tai Chi attacks Michelangelo. Michelangelo fights him, and we get a fight scene, pretty decent, but super quick. Michelangelo easily beats down Tai Chi, and basically Lord Toshiro is like, you and your son are banished from my land, and if you return, you'll be executed. This is the law of my people. Get the hell out of here. I'm thinking, I don't know if that was a really good idea. You probably should have just killed him right then and there so that they wouldn't be in any trouble later on. Then again, I'm one of those people where it's like anytime someone has caused you a lot of trouble, especially trouble where they were basically going to kidnap and forcibly marry your daughter and then kill you to take your lands and enslave your people, I wouldn't be like, once I beat them, like, all right, you're banished, go. I would be like, nah, I'm going to slice your neck open. I'm chopping off your head. Like, I'm not going to let you stay around so you can cause trouble later on. But whatever. I guess he's a good guy, so he can't just kill those people. So he banishes them. And then Tai basically says, like, do you have to leave? Like, my people look up to you. Like, I look up to you. Can you please stay, for me? So basically, it looks like she wants to get it on with Michelangelo. Michelangelo's like, I'm sorry. I wish I could, but I got to find my brother. So they hug each other, and then he walks off. And she's like, I'll never forget you, Michelangelo. And then we see like a little writing down at the end, and then we get the final panel. And it turns out that none of this actually happened. This was all a story. This is all a comic that Michelangelo was writing. And yes, the cat, Clunk, do you think this is a good story so far, or do you think it's too corny? And that's how it ends. I do like how in the final panel, we have a poster in the background, a melting pot, which, as I've been reading this series, I've been doing just more background to see if there's anything else that Eastman and Laird have done. And Melting Pot was actually a series that Eastman has done with Talbot, who's the same person that he worked on for this issue. So I want to see if I can track down Melting Pot and check that out. Because I want to see more stuff, some non-Teenage Mutant Ninja stuff from Laird and Eastman, just to see how it is. But yeah, this was a good issue. I liked it. I love the feudal Japan, samurais, ninjas. The story is kind of cliche-ish, but it's awesome. I like it. It was good. It was a nice distraction, but it was still a distraction. And I'm still upset with the fact that once again, we got another issue and we're going nowhere with the main story. I think this would be a perfect issue for a Tales of series, the Tales of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That's where they should have thrown all their non-canon guest stuff, all the issues with their guests that isn't done by Eastman and Laird. That should have all been just like a Tales of series. That's what I would have done. I would have been like, all right, here's our characters, and then we can just hire guests and just do whatever you want with them. Tell your own story with our characters. Have fun. Whatever you write is going to be non-canon, so you can do whatever you want. Just go nuts. That's what I would have done. That way you just focus on the main story when it comes to the main run, because this is issue number 17 of volume 1, and this is basically non-canon. It's another story where, at the end it turns out to just be a comic that Michelangelo is writing, but once again, another issue where nothing happens, in the sense that nothing here contributes to the main plot. And I guess it's a good thing that I'm reading this, decades later. But can you imagine if you're a Ninja Turtles fan and you have to wait once a month, sometimes even multiple months before the next issue comes out of Ninja Turtles, and you're already multiple months into this and you're still waiting for the main run to continue? Like if I want to, I can just binge read until I get to the main plot. But back then, like you guys had to wait months and months before you actually get back to the main story, which I have no idea when that's gonna happen. They did say like that the guest run was like issues 20 something to 40 something. So this is issue 17. Does that mean I have to wait until we get to like issue 40 something before we get back to the main run? If so, I'm gonna be super upset. And it's such a shame too because this series started off fantastic. I mean, just go back and watch my previous videos on this run. It was like, this was amazing. Like one of the best things I've ever read. This could have been the first series to get a 10 out of 10. There's no way that's happening now though. Not with all these filler. The filler drags it down. The fact that we're multiple issues in and we're still not going with our main plot is bugging the crap out of me. I'll be honest with you guys. I mean, again, this was a great story. I like this art a lot better than the previous issue. I think Talbot is a good artist. Obviously, I like Eastman. It's work better when he's working with Peter Laird, but this isn't that bad. And yeah, the story is fun. Like everything here, it was a good, fun issue, but I want my main story. I want to just continue back with the main story. I'm tired of just reading all these non-canon fillers. It's really just annoying. And yeah, because of that, it drags this series down. Like volume 1 could have been the first thing I've ever given a 10 out of 10, a perfect score. It's not happening now. I guarantee you it's not happening now because of the filler, because of the fact that you have to go multiple issues with non-canon stuff before we continue. If it wasn't for the filler, then maybe, I don't know, because I haven't read the rest of this issue. I mean, the series, so we'll see. But yeah, it really hurts, this series. I'm hoping like if I do decide to do a review for like volume 2 and 4, which was also done by Mirage, and I assume Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird were involved in those as well. I don't know. I would have to check. But assuming I do that, I'm praying that there's no filler issues with that, because it just brings this whole series down. But yeah, there we go. There's my little rant. Overall, like I said, let me just ignore the fact that this is the filler non-canon. I'm just gonna review it as it is without reviewing it as part of a series. I'm just gonna review it as a one-shot. If I'm just reviewing it as a one-shot, it's a good one-shot. It's awesome. It's a fantastic story, great artwork. I loved it. Really entertaining. Yeah, if this was a part of a spin-off series, if this was part of the Tales of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles run, I wouldn't be as upset. But the fact that this is issue number 17 of the main run and it has nothing to do with the main run, that's what bothers me. But on its own, it's a good issue. It's a fantastic issue. Like on its own, it's like an 8 out of 10 issue. Like I loved it. It was great. I think I'm just upset because I'm already multiple issues in, and we still haven't had anything to do with the main run. So I'm kind of starting to lose patience with that. But yeah, there we go. Issue number 17 of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Volume 1, came out in November 1988. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Tell me what you guys think. But yeah, take care, everybody. I hope to see you next time. Later. So what'd you guys think of that video? I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys haven't already, please subscribe. Hit that bell for a notification. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. And if you didn't enjoy the video, thank you for watching it this far. And I hope the next video is more to your liking. Feel free to check out the playlist that you guys see. And I hope to see you guys next time. Later.